Hey, what's going on, everybody? Brandon Peterson here with an instructional technology tutorial. A fun little online technology we can use in our classrooms with our students. With school starting up again, the first few days we're always kind of looking for ideas for icebreakers, for ways for students to tell about themselves or share things they're interested in to the class and with their classmates. This is a good little way we can learn about our students and also have them kind of see what they have in common with each other. And I think it can work with a variety of ages, from elementary all the way up through even teacher workshops, all the way up through adults. So we're going to use a little word cloud here, and I've done this before with classes in middle school and also at the high school level with this. So there's a variety of different word cloud online programs out there. The one I'm using today for this demonstration is wordclouds.com, and it's free. You can donate, and they have other things with that, but everything I'm going to show you for this today you can do for free for your classroom, which is always something that me as a teacher, I always want to look for something that is effective and is also not going to cost a lot of money, as we're always strapped for cash and all that kind of stuff anyway. So with this word cloud, on the first day, if you have computer access to your students, you could have students open this up and they're able to type adjectives about themselves, and then it could put it into the shape of whatever kind of you want it to be shaped as. And so the way that this kind of starts, you can randomize until you get it the way you like it, but if you click on the file part here, you can create a new word cloud. You can paste text into there. If you have the students type their adjectives in a document, they can open the text file into there. If you have a website you want to do this from, if it's from a favorite website, you could use a URL in there, Microsoft Office document or a PDF, any of those kind of things. You could do that. And then you can, down here when you're finished, you can save it as an image, or save it as a high res, or save it for something online. But I would recommend saving it as an image, and then it's something you can print or have the students share to the Google Classroom, or email it to you as an attachment, or put it in their social media, what have you, however you want them to share that. You can do that in there. You can also change the size of the image in here. They have a variety of these. You can also choose custom. I like that they have a setting that's already optimized for Facebook and Twitter. So for those of you who are active on social media, if you're making a word cloud of something content related or subject related, and you want to put it on your class Twitter page or on your class Facebook, you can have that to where it'll fit in there nicely and not be cropped out awkwardly. And so that's kind of a useful deal on there. On here you can go to word list, and it has the words that you uploaded. You can edit these as well. And the cool thing is you could even add these in as a URL. You could put a URL with these, and if you were to embed this onto a web page into a HTML, you could make a word cloud that is of vocabulary words or of concepts from your class, and if you click on that word, it would take you to a page that would tell you about it. So maybe you're learning about animals or something, and if you had reptile is one of the words, and you click on the word reptile, it might take you to a National Geographic page about reptiles, just for example. So that's a way you could have this actually be kind of a deeper learning experience with this as well. But for the things I'm telling you about today, just kind of a simple thing where students kind of use adjectives. Maybe they like to go to movies, maybe they're interested in sports, where maybe they travel a lot, and so they could type those kind of things into their word list and make one of these about it. as we go here, you could go to gap size. So right now it's set as 0. You can change that, and you can see it puts a space in there. If you get too big for the word list and the gap size, you'll see here it says 72 words not drawn. So you kind of have to play around with that a little bit until you get all the words to show up. So that's one thing I would caution you about. You can change the direction of the words if you want it to be this way, or if you want them all to be horizontal or vertical. So that's something they can play around with on the settings. You can invert it, you can inside out, outside in, and do that kind of with it as well. So there's different ways you can get them to make their word clouds look unique, so they're not all the same thing. The shape the shape option is pretty cool, as they have a lot of different shapes in here. So you can choose these, and it fills in there for the most part. And if you don't like it, you can always go to randomize until they fit in there a little bit better. And you can also upload your own shapes. They give you directions there. So if you wanted to use this as sort of an intro or first day for a digital design course, you could have them make the shapes. This might be something that's a little bit harder if students don't have a knowledge of GIF or PNG files and how to change the pixel sizes of the images, or if they don't have software that allows them to create those shapes. So that might be something you would look at if your students are more advanced. But the other thing that might be kind of cool is you could go with letters. And so my last name is Peterson. So if I was going to use this as an icebreaker, maybe you would have your students go there and select their last name, the first letter of their last name, and then they could put those adjectives that explain them inside the letter. So that might be something you could do with your class. So that's in there. The mask, when you click on that, basically that just kind of shows you where the shape is and where there's extra space in there, and so you can enable that or disable it. They have themes in there for the different colors. They also have different colors you can use. You can change your font, and they also have a wizard there which allows you to change different things with that. So I think it would be a cool way, an example, to use this in practice. You show the students one that you created, and then take them to this webpage and show them how they did that, or how you created that, and then have them type their adjectives and kind of go through one step at a time, and then save that document. And then they could go up to File, and they could either paste and type the text in, or they can open it up and do that. And then and you can also change the size and all that with this little drag bar here, which I almost forgot about till I accidentally clicked on it. But once you have the students finished with that, then you could go around and look at it, make sure it looks good, make sure they have everything the way it should and the right size, and then you could have them save that and either put it into a Word document or email it to you, or you could have them print it off from their seats, depending on how, or just have it up on their desktop. But what I think would be cool is if you were able to print this off and give it to each of the students, and then you could kind of have like a little bit of time where, hey class, I'm going to play a little music. As the music's playing, I want you to go around, and every time you find somebody in class that has something in common with you, you're going to circle that adjective in both of your letters, and then have them find as many as possible and see who can find the most circles and that kind of thing. Then when the music stops, they have to go back to their seats, and then you can, as a class, say, hey, how many of you had something in common with somebody in class? How many of you had something in common or a similar word as an adjective with somebody who you didn't really know before? And so you could have students making those connections, building their relationships and whatnot. And then, if you could say, hey, and if you had things, maybe they're your best buddy in class, you saw something on their list that you didn't know about them. So it also can show you, we have differences, and that's what makes us all unique and special as well. So I think the word cloud would be kind of a fun little icebreaker activity. You can, and it's also great for graphics if you're an educational blogger and you're not really sure what to use for an image, and you want something for free that's relevant to your actual content. You can make these as well. So I think there's a large amount of applications that these can be used, so I thought it was something worth sharing with you all. So give this word clouds a try, see what kind of things you can create with it. It's free, that's pretty awesome, and it's a great way, just kind of a fun way for students to, you know, on an early day to use technology a little bit, have them work on that keyboarding, have them work on relationships with each other, and kind of finding different ways to use this technology. And I think it's something that would be kind of fun to use and be a pretty good deal. So thanks for checking this video out. Let me know what you think of it in the comments, and let me know if you've had any successes with it, or what better ways have you applied this in your classroom or with your students that you could share, and give me some tips as well. Thanks for watching, and take care.